hate to tell you this, guys, but your deck sucks. What's up, guys? Gaming Nerd 1, 2, and 2, and it's a discussion video day. This is actually going to be a two-part discussion I'm going to do with Ryan in part 2, because the second part of this, he's going to want to ramble and rant, and it's going to be funny, so I'm going to let him do it. But part 1, I'm going to do myself so that I can really siphon all the hate comments right at me. And this discussion is going to be focused on proper deck building and some of the problems you face as a rogue tier player. And as I said in the cold opening, your deck sucks, and it pretty much only applies to you if you're playing anything but tier 1 or tier 0, and if you are, then you're great because your deck's actually at least okay. But if you're not playing tier 1, you are playing a rogue tier deck, and even though I'm the troll the meta guy and I'm all for playing the deck that you want to play, it does come with a responsibility that you need to be able to look at the deck you are playing and acknowledge the fact that, yeah, it stinks. But you, as the rogue player, the humble tier a million guy, can have one little point of solace in all of this discussion, and it's that it's not really necessarily your fault. No, I believe the biggest problem with your rogue tier deck is not your own inability to put actual competitive deck building ideas into your deck. No, it's actually Konami. Yes, Konami, the overlords and keepers of our card game, the printer of our cards, and the whole reason why we're even having this discussion in the first place, also is the source of pretty much everyone's frustration. Rogue decks are fun to play, and a lot of times people passionately defend their rogue deck, mostly because it's an older deck, something they played maybe in their childhood, and it's something they hold dear to their hearts. But there's a reason why no one else is playing that deck, and it's because it's old and its mechanics are outdated, and it's just not very good anymore compared to whatever is tier 1 at the moment. Why is that? Well, it's Konami, like I said. They hate your rogue deck because your rogue deck doesn't make them any money. If in a new set coming out, all the secret rares and all the commons were pretty much arguably the same power level, you would have a hard time selling packs, because you could open 3 packs and get all the cards you need to make a tier 1 meta deck, and not have to worry about trying to get all the chase cards that are like the ultras and the ultimates and the secrets and all the high rarity cards, because they are objectively no better than the commons. So in order to actually sell a pack of cards, Konami needs to make you want to get the rare cards, so they make those ones the better ones. Sure, they might throw a high rarity legacy support card in to get all the nostalgia people to buy some packs, but on the whole, all the chase cards are really high rarity because they are the best ones. Now that we've established the reason why your rogue deck stinks is because Konami doesn't support it properly, does that mean it necessarily is a problem? No. As long as you use competitive deck building ideas in a deck that is rogue, you might find that you can at least squeeze some interesting competitive play out of it, and you'll actually do decently well at a regionals or a YCS. But I must maintain for all the salty Blackwing players down below, your deck is not bad at any fault of your own. It's all Konami, because they built problems into your deck so that it isn't tier 1 and Cosmos or Zodiacs are. And I think the deck we are going to look at is one that's very close to my heart and one that I enjoy a lot, and that's Ultra Athletes. Here is a perfect example of Konami printing a low rarity, almost entirely common archetype, and making it purposely bad and ends up being sneak peek trash can filler. Ultra Athletes are super fun to play. They are a sports-themed deck where, on your turn, you play with your offensive cards, and then at the end of your turn, you switch to your defensive cards and then use them on your opponent's turn. When it's back to your turn, you switch back to offense and enter your battle phase. It plays like a sports team would. It makes a hell of a lot of sense when they're called Ultra Athletes. It's great card design and it's quite clever, but it's not good. And it's not necessarily anything to do with the actual card effects themselves, but the restrictions that Konami built into them so that they can justify printing these as commons, whereas like Burning Abyss get printed as like a secret rare with Dante and things. Some problems that they built into the archetype are like our complete lack of any other level 4 except midfielder, which means starting your plays can be completely stopped by something as silly as Trap Hole, for freak's sakes. And sure, you can put in all these gimmicky crap in order to try to get like their trap in the graveyard in order to search their cards, but it doesn't get around the fact that they are missing normal summonable monsters, so even though some of their higher level monsters do have some particularly impressive abilities, the deck has no way of getting started. So in short, you can tell that if you're going to play a rogue tier deck, you must come to grips with the fact that it does have some shortcomings that were built into it, because Konami just don't like you. Anyway, guys, join me next time in part 2 with Ryan, where we're going to talk about, now that you've found the perfect rogue tier deck that's just completely crappy and you just absolutely must play it because you just love the idea of it. We're going to teach you exactly what you can do to kind of squeeze as much water out of that rock as you can. But anyway guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and remember to leave all your hate comments in the comments below. I would love to read them, absolutely. And remember guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I will see you guys next time. Do 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 do.